Hello and what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today we just got this package in the mail. Came in a different Amazon box, but I took it out here to save time. And I'm just going to share my raw first impressions, sharing with you the knife in here coming from Fintiso. We've been on a roll here lately with Fintiso models. I definitely want to share with you this latest model here to come to the channel. It's only fitting to use one of my favorite Fintiso knives to do the honors here, cutting through this plastic wrapping. The Fintiso Parrot, right? This one came out this year. It is absolutely a banger. I feature this knife in my old comprehensive list of around 35, 36 plus knives that I would absolutely recommend this year under $100. So definitely check out that video if you haven't already. But of course, this knife and every other knife that you see in this video will be linked down below. If you're interested in checking prices, availability, variants, right? All those links will be in the description and pinned comments as well. There's an unboxing video of this guy in the channel. And of course, a review coming up. So if you're not yet subscribed, this will be a great time to do so. And while you're at it, go ahead and smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It's absolutely free and it helps the channel out a ton. All right, plastic wrap out of the way. We have the white and blue box on this one. Do we have a hint on model? Not necessarily. We see 2023. Might have been a knife from last year. I'm not sure. We're currently in 2024, in case you're watching this a couple years into the future. But let's go ahead and take a look. No better way to find out than to actually take a look in here. We got the Fintiso user manual with all their models on here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say this guy might be the Atlas, right? Because I think so far, check this out. We've looked at the Rook, right? There's an unboxing for that one in the channel. We looked at the Apollo as well. We're going to do a family picture here at the end if you want to check that out. All of their models here in the screen. Cobra series we've looked at. We looked at the Odyssey. We've looked at the Harp and the Falcon and Parrot, right? So honestly, I mean, a process of elimination. I'm guessing this one might be the Atlas. That is my hypothesis. Coming into this zipper pouch here, right? Fintiso logo in the front. And there you go, boom. All right, little do you know, there it is, guys. I'm excited for that. We're gonna get to that in just a moment. We have some what looks to be anodized screws on here, which is a nice touch, right? We got some, definitely have some anodized blue screws here, which is of course a great thing to have spare screws. When a screw goes missing on you, you know how painful that can be. So having some spare ones, Fintiso is doing a great job there. We got the Fintiso logo. You can scan that QR code for the Fintiso Outdoors community, customer service and secondary sales community on Facebook. And of course the wiping cloth right there from Fintiso. All right, good stuff going on here in the package, but of course you are here for the knife itself. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready. Boom. All right, guys. Oof. Okay, quite a lot to unpack on this one. First impressions, we have aluminum scales. I want to say, right, these are aluminum, right? They're nice and cold to the touch. Yep. Very similar to the aluminum on the Parrot, okay? And not only that, but we have beautiful milling going on. So first of all, you got some milling lines here, right? They could have just made it plain, boring aluminum or what have you, but they went the extra mile. Nice contouring all around, no sharp corners anywhere. Definitely looking beautiful. There's even a slight amount of micro milling. Like if you take a closer look, right? Well, let's put that 5X to use, right? You see that little micro milling going on there, right? That looks pretty interesting. There's a detail there that I'm talking about. That's looking pretty good. Check out the crown backspacer. That's looking pretty awesome there as well. Matching aluminum backspacer. I mean, overall nice and contour all around. All right, looking pretty good. Let's zoom out there. All right, you get the idea. Looking very nice. There's a flipper deployment. We have an opening hole there for deployment as well. Blue Fintiso logo, which is now matched with the blue accented anodized hardware, which is nice. Single side mounted pocket clip, which is looking pretty good. I wonder if this one does not feel cold to the touch. Well, it is stainless steel pocket clip. There you go. Solve that myth in case you were wondering. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the action on this guy. Got some jimping on the flipper tab, which is a must, right? I see a lot of companies not putting jimping on their flipper tabs for some reason. That's absolutely a must. Bam! Great deployment right off the bat. And man, let's talk about this blade geometry here, guys. Hold on. Let me give her a nice little wipe. Can I get that? They put a little oil on there, obviously, to preserve the blade. Make sure you get it nice and pristine out of the box, which again is what all companies do. So nothing different here. We're looking at a beautiful satin finish, 14C 28N steel on this one. We have sort of what looks like a harpoon drop point, right? You guys let me know in the comments what would you classify this guy as? Got the drop point features, and then I got this section here, kind of looks like a harpoon, so I'm just gonna roll with that. You do have some good belly here though. Nice one sharp edge right there. You got the Fintiso lettering there in the front, steel on the back side, and that's about it for billboarding. Kind of said this in a few other models too. You know, it's a little overkill. If you have the F for Fintiso already in the pivot, it's already a given, right? Not necessarily needed on the blade. Personal preference, speaking as a knife enthusiast, right? You know, a little too much billboarding, right? Could be reduced there, but you know, that's more of a personal preference. Flat grind going on, right? So you can imagine, I bet this thing is absolutely slicey, as you probably can imagine. Beautiful switch going on there at the front, looking very, very nice. And it is a liner lock, so we do have good access to that liner. And it's nice and jimped too, looking very elegant with that jimping. Let's see, very easy to disengage, push out of the way. All right, that is nice. All right, let's check out the drop here. All right, beautiful drop there. Bam. Check out that flipper multiple times. So you can light switch it. You can push button it. Let me try to push button it. Okay, well that detent is not playing around. So even if I push button it or I light switch it, either way, all right, it's gonna work pretty good. I'm gonna try to fail it. All right, nope, not failing it anytime soon. That detent is not messing around, man. I'm telling you. So take a look. I definitely got some good tension there. Pretty well tuned. If you heard my dog in the background, I got a puppy. Now let's check out the opening hole here. Spidey flick, bam, right? That works really nice there as well. Well, bam, looking pretty good. Yeah, love that action there. And thumb deployment, yes, that is sweet. Now, obviously, something they did really good here is they gave you full access to the opening hole, right? The handle gives you enough access to the opening hole. They're not covering it in any way, shape, or form. Loving the drop shot action, right? So you have at least 3 different deployment methods with this guy. And I'm here for every single one of them. Beautiful. Nice and aligned blade right there, looking pretty good. All right, let's check right here. Pretty solid. No side to side, no up and down. Right, no pivot lash of any kind. That is nice. Let's check ergonomics, right? So in the hand here, average hands, not the biggest of hands or smallest of hands. And I absolutely can get a full grip on this bad boy here. Thumb here on the ramp of the harpoon. Got some good functional jimping right there, so that's perfect, right? To get your cardboard cuts, you know, cut some rope, do some slicing, right? If you want to, you absolutely can with this bad boy right here. The nice and contour handle is pretty good. I want to say perhaps if these corners here on the inside were maybe rounded off a little bit, only if I squeeze really hard and without gloves can I feel them quite a bit. But again, in most cases, if I'm going to cut with this guy for a long period of time, I'm going to put on some gloves anyway. So same thing for the pocket clip. It's actually, let's see, not bad. Good 9.5 out of 10. If the pocket clip was also contour a tiny bit, that would be just the icing on the cake. It's pretty sweet the way it is. I'm not going to lie. Also like that sort of fuller situation going on in the pocket clip itself. I don't think I've ever seen a fuller in the pocket clip the way I see it here. So that's a good call right there. Right, good tension to it also. But yeah, maybe some contouring on the corners will give it just that touch of perfection. You do have a lanyard hole here for my lanyard people, right? Got a good hole there, can't complain about that. For the 5 or 6 of you that do lanyard holes, there you go, they got you covered. We have recessed liners and they are nice and milled on the inside, right? You can see the milling from here. It actually doesn't feel like a heavy knife at all. Also doesn't feel like an ultra light knife either. Right, definitely gives you a good vibe, right? Good weight to it through and through. So definitely looking pretty good. Absolutely loving this one a lot. Of course, we got ball bearings on here, right? That's what's giving it the great action, right? Feeling really, really smooth on there on the drop. So yeah, ergonomics are good, right? Action's good. Let's do some size comparisons on this bad boy, right? We'll do just a few of the typical ones, and then we'll do, you know, a few of the Fintiso models. Not all of them, right? We'll save that towards the end. There's the Spyderco Manix 2. There is the Yojimbo 2, right? The goal here is hopefully you own some of these, so you have more or less an idea where this guy lands. There is the Demko AD 20.5, which is a little bit shorter, and the Shark Cub, it's going to be a little bit shorter as well. Again, all these are linked down below if you want to check them out. Check prices, availability, variants. You absolutely can. And I have content on all these other knives as well. If you want to check out more details here in the channel, you just got to put the name and Miguel EDC on the YouTube search box, and you are good to go. Civivi Vision FG and the Kizer Militaw. All around the same ballpark. I gotta tell you, they did a really good job with this guy, definitely in that large knife category, as you can see. Here's the CJRB Hectare Alt and the Vosteed Raccoon. It's a little bit bigger than the Hectare Alt, a little bit bigger than the Raccoon. All right, looking pretty sweet there. And of course, let's check it out next to some of the other Fintiso knives that we feature here in the channel. There is the Parrot, and here is the Cobra. Again, content on these here in the channel if you want to check them out. These are a little bit slightly smaller than this guy, the Atlas. And last but not least, there is the Apollo and the Falcon. So again, Fintiso, I mean, they have an awesome lineup. You definitely got to look into older models. Chances are they're definitely going to have something that scratches your itch for sure, because they have basically all kinds of different deployment methods, different locking mechanisms, button locks, liner locks, thumb stud deployment, button lock deployment, opening hole deployment, right? The whole shebang. Front flipper even as well on the Rook. Awesome lineup. And I was actually seeing recently that they also have like kitchen knives and such. So that was pretty interesting as well. Obviously, we feature more folding knives for EDC purposes and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're looking for like kitchen knife set and stuff like that, they definitely have some good setups on that front. Let's of course do our very scientific cutting test, shall we? I got a piece of paper here from a textbook, old textbook, typical 8.5 by 11 thickness, you know, paper if you would. So as far as that edge goes, right, check out those beautiful swirls right there, right? Pretty bitey edge. You also have a pretty long cutting path with some belly as well, so you can do some tabletop cutting or slicing if you wanted to. Also have a very pokey tip there as well, so good for thrusting also. Right, definitely gonna do that, no problem. But yeah, is it gonna cut paper? Of course, all day, every day. What about some cardboard, right? Got a single piece of cardboard here from an Amazon box. Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but rather at an angle. And it's gonna look something like this. Yeah, flat grind, doing what it does best. Slicing and dicing like nobody's business. And you know, this is 14C 28N steel, so you know, cut really well for the price, and it can also take a pretty good edge and hold a pretty decent edge. It's also corrosion resistant. So for budget, right, for a budget steel, I mean, this is pretty much as good as it gets there. So definitely a great performer there. You guys rate it in the comments on a scale from 1 through 10, right? How sharp is this guy out of the box, right? Rate that edge, obviously 10 being the highest. You guys let me know. Well, there you guys have it. That is the Fintiso Atlas, right? And there's other variations on here as well. It looks like we have obviously the aluminum one, which is the one I will go with, is this guy right here. We have a black blade with what seems to be G10 handle, so very similar to something like the Cobra here, right? Black blade, green G10. And you also have the black G10 and, you know, satin finish also on this guy, or maybe that's like a stone wash finish, hard to tell. But it definitely has some different options to choose from. There you go, green G10 or black G10, or the gray aluminum. You can also get you also obviously are getting flipper and thumb hole. It is a liner lock and the total length is 7.88 inches. So 14C 28N. Atlas looking pretty good. I'm digging it right so far. And of course, this guy is linked down below if you want to check it out. Prices, availability, variants, right? Check those links. It does help out the channel when you use those links, but that's entirely up to you. If you guys use code Miguel EDC, you actually get 10% off any purchases through the Fintiso site, link down below. So definitely take advantage of that. Code Miguel EDC for 10% off. They even have some crazy sales going on right now for the holidays, so you absolutely want to check that out ASAP. But of course, you guys know how it goes by now, right? Let me give you the 5x zoom in here so you guys can see this guy in more detail. I'm gonna carry this guy here for some time. I'm going to gather as much feedback as I possibly can, and then I will be dropping a comprehensive review here in the channel very soon. So if you're not yet subscribed, this will be a great time to do so. Right? Also make knife and EDC gear content like this on a daily basis. Right? You will not be disappointed. By the way, you can see the micro milling from this angle even better right there on the aluminum, which I think is pretty neat. Check that out. Pocket clip is also nicely milled as well, especially with that nice folder there. It's a nice little touch of character there, if you would. But yes, review video coming up on this guy. Go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. It's absolutely free and it does help out the channel a ton. Reach a higher audience. Shout out to Fintiso for sending this one in, and shout out to my Patreon supporters for supporting what I do here on YouTube. You guys can support the channel on Patreon or right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. Well, that's been it for this video, guys. Check out the unboxing on the Parrot if you haven't already. It's a pretty sweet knife from Fintiso, and also the Cobra right here from Fintiso as well. Right, these two are pretty awesome for the price point. Can't go wrong with either one. Many Fintiso knives were featured on the recent 30 or 30 plus best knives under $100 to pick up for 2024 video. Check that one out if you haven't already. But if you made it to the end, you are the real MVP. Thank you so much for your love and support. Hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Enjoy the holidays. Happy holidays to everybody. Take care, and I'll catch you on the next video, either this one or this one. Peace.